Welcome back inside episode 6 of the Sports Lodge. We're sitting here on Tuesday, September 25th, after another crazy week of NFL action. John Lodge, Joey Chapman with you. And Johnny, let's get right into it. We started our new segment on Friday's show, our Lock of the Week, brought to you by me, and I was very, very confident in the Minnesota Vikings at home against the Buffalo Bills. Most people were. I think a lot of people in survivor pools and basically the entire NFL was shocked. But somehow Josh Allen and the Bills go in and just dummy the Vikings. What the fuck happened?
Uh, I don't know. I didn't watch much of this game. I was actually out at the mall at that point in time, and I looked down at my phone and I was like 14-0 or something at that point in time. I was like, what is going on in Minnesota? And then yeah, like I texted you and you was like, yeah, I never thought I was going to watch a second of this game, and now it's on my big screen.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, he just did what was necessary, and I mean, not a bad game statistically if you look at it for Kirk Cousins, except for the fact that he had 3 fumbles. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Um, but like if you were to just look at the completions and yards, passing attempts and stuff like that, like Kirk Cousins had a pretty good game. You just got to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, when you
Uh,
look at the numbers, Johnny, it's going to look better than it was just because they were behind so fast, so early, and all Kirk Cousins could do was play catch up because the Vikings just got outplayed in every match of it. Yeah, like obviously here in this Toronto region, like we're gonna get the Bills games, and unfortunately we get a lot of them, and I just don't watch them. I'm streaming them on my laptop. I had other things going on. The Green Bay game was on. There's always too much going on at 1 o'clock for me to be concerned about the Buffalo Bills, especially in my lock of the week. But they just got outplayed, outclassed. Minnesota, I think it's pretty obvious what happened to the Vikings here. They were just looking past the Bills. They got the Rams on Thursday Night Football this week in a huge matchup, and a game that, if they had won against Buffalo, was probably going to have real implications for home playoff seeding and who's going to be the number one seed in the NFC. I know it's only week 4 of the year, but things happen fast in the NFL, and when you're taking on another undefeated team, you're going to see what's going to happen. But now that the Vikings have a loss and a tie on their record, it's going to be a lot more interesting, and it's really opened up the door here for the Rams if they can win here on Thursday Night Football after a quick turnaround. They're going to have a real stranglehold on the number one seed in the NFC just 4 weeks into the season.
yeah, it's a strong division, right? So Minnesota, you never expected this kind of a slow start. You were wondering how Kirk Cousins would work out for them, and it just seems to be a little bit of struggle. But moving on, I wanted to talk about what happened in the 49ers game versus Kansas City. And I mean, we had an outstanding game by Pat Mahomes. Once again, like this
Yeah.
rookie just keeps doing it, just keeps throwing the touchdowns. 13, I believe now, 13 touchdowns in 3 games. Just unbelievable. I don't understand how this guy was behind Alex Smith all year last year, how Casey sat on him. Just a great game by him, but a tragic mistake by Jimmy G. And I'll let you express how you feel about both sides of this. And yeah, I'll come in after about Jimmy.
Yeah, well, let's the cap off Patrick Mahomes. I don't think we need to say too much other than this kid's awesome. It's a lot of fun to watch. The Kansas City Chiefs, the last couple of years, it's hard to believe when you watch this team now that Alex Smith and them didn't really throw a touchdown to a wide receiver in 2 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's absolutely nuts now that you see the talent and the way that Mahomes throws the ball around. We're going to get a lot more primetime games of Pat Mahomes, and I can't wait to see if he can continue to play as well as he is. Because, John, if he keeps playing like this, he's going to win the MVP. Like, the first 3 weeks of the league, Patrick Mahomes is MVP. 13 touchdowns, no interceptions, and blowout wins. But the bad news for the NFL, when one star quarterback rises, another star seemingly burns out here with the Jimmy Garoppolo ACL tear. Done for the year, the $100 million man, no longer for this season in the 49ers. This is just a tough blow for the franchise, and a team that had playoff aspirations now is most likely going to be picking in the top 5.
Yeah, Not a fan of this. Jimmy, he's a smart kid, and he comes from a great organization. He comes from the Patriots organization, and he's a great player, and has a bright future. I hope he continues to have a bright future, but this may change the way he's going to have to play the position that he plays. And it was a stupid mistake, in my opinion. I mean, the guy had the first down. You were already on the sideline. All you had to do was take one step to the left, and you were free and clear. He couldn't touch you, but you decided that you're going to plant your leg and then try and get that extra foot or extra yard for no reason. You weren't even close to the cone, so it's not like you were fighting for a touchdown. And I mean, the defender just does his job there. He puts his shoulder down and he knocked the shit out of Jimmy G, and his knee blew up because it was planted. And on top of all that, I mean, the guy leaned in with his throwing arm. So even if he didn't hurt his knee, he had the possibility of blowing out a shoulder. So it was just a stupid decision all around by Jimmy. And I mean, it's cost him greatly. He's cost him his whole year. And like I said, he may have to change the way he plays the position he plays.
Well, it's interesting. Just Jimmy Garoppolo, he seems to always be hurt. Even the 4 games when he was supposed to play for Brady during the Deflategate suspension, he got hurt week 2, and Jacoby Brissett had to come in and play those 2 games. And he only played 6 games last year, and the 3rd game of the year he's hurt this year. And it's tough. I get what you're saying, Johnny. Football's so fast, and he's trying to get all the yardage he can. I know it's probably not the smartest play. It's absolutely not, especially in this world where quarterbacks are so protected, where really, as long as you give yourself up and you're going to go out of bounds, they're not going to hit you. They're going to let you go. Everybody knows the rules. Everybody's trying to keep these quarterbacks upright, and defensive backs aren't going to risk taking a 15-yard penalty when you're going to go out of bounds. But the moment that you start to go back upfield and start trying to fight for those extra yards, they're going to light you up every time. They're too big, they're too fast, they're too strong, and it's almost like these NFL quarterbacks, they forget that they're not they're not really football players, they're quarterbacks. There's a real big difference in what the type of beatings their bodies take, and it's a tough loss for Jimmy G. It's a tough loss for the 49ers, and a team that I thought actually had a shot to maybe make a little bit of noise. They're just not going to have a shot at all without Garoppolo, and it's tough. But I got nothing more for the 49ers.
Richard Sherman is probably pissed.
He's pissed, and you know what? Actually, Johnny, I was reading about his contract too, and if he gets hurt, he's really screws himself with his contract. It's all like performance-based bonuses. It's all based on times played and being on the field and taking snaps. Richard Sherman, the agent, didn't do Richard Sherman, the player, a lot of favors apparently with that contract with the 49ers, and obviously, if they get him at a discount, that's not going to hurt them at all. Speaking about teams that could use some cornerback help, John, let's just go to it. I can't believe we've gone to the 3rd segment without talking about Sunday Night Football. But the debacle in Detroit for the New England Patriots is Matty P. It's crazy the difference a week can make, John. 2 weeks ago, Matt Patricia's looking on the sideline like a lost man, doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Week 3 of the year, he's beaten his former mentor in just a complete ass-kicking, as for the 2nd week in a row, the New England Patriots get their lunchbox handed to them and go back home with their tails between their legs.
Yeah, this is about the time when all the talking heads start saying, "Is this it for the Patriots? Is the dynasty over?"
Well, the articles are out.
Brady and Belichick are done. The Patriots are no longer the powerhouse of the AFC East. But I would like to remind everybody who says that for 3 of the New England Patriots' 5 Super Bowl rings, they started with a 2-2 or worse record. So it's not over yet. This is I heard it on this is the best way to describe it. I heard it on the radio on the way into school today. This is the preseason for the New England Patriots. They're always kind of feeling things out in September. So yeah, it's a bad look. But, I mean, I got to give it up to the Detroit Lions. They played one hell of a game. And Matt Patricia, I got to say, if there was anybody who's going to beat the Patriots like that, it's going to be Matt Patricia. I mean, he was Brady's defensive coordinator for, 9 years? So, that guy's going to know how to beat Tom Brady. He's going to know exactly what his favorite spots are. There's no way you change that much in a few months, right? So I mean, hands down, like give it up to Matt Patricia and the Detroit Lions. Matt Stafford, a hell of a game as well. And first 100-yard rusher, I believe, in 5 years or something. It was craziness for Detroit. Just a good game all around.
Yeah, well, Johnny, the thing is that no other defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator that's been on the opposing side against Bill Belichick and Tom Brady over the years has been able to win. I hear what you're saying. You'd think they'd have the keys to the answers to the test, but every time Brady goes up against one of his former coordinators, they just shred him, and it just wasn't the case at all. The Patriots looked slow. They looked out of sync, both offensively and defensively. They weren't moving to the ball at all. And though some of the times they're trying to get Sony Michel involved, I like the thought process, but you run him twice in a row, he gets the 6 yards, then it's a long play for Brady on third down, and they're not getting the rush that they need to continue to try and run the ball, but they just don't have enough options either. They dressed 3 wide receivers for this game. I know Josh Gordon, they picked him up from Cleveland last week, and they sure as shit are going to need him to play next Sunday because they don't have any options. Julian Edelman's still suspended another week here, and I'm not at all ready to pull the plug on the New England Patriots. They're going to win the division. The AFC East isn't in question here. I know the Miami Dolphins are 3-0, and that's cute, and that's really good for the Miami Dolphins to start. But let's be honest here. They're going to figure it out. It is like preseason for the Patriots. They're always building. They're always getting better. And when you have your best line, arguably your best pass rusher hurt, arguably your best safety hurt, and your number 2 corner hurt, you're going to have some issues. Every team is, and the Patriots don't have the best depth in the NFL. They rely on Brady to be Tom Brady, and it's been a tough couple weeks. They're going to get it around here, but I'm really excited to see how Josh Gordon can fit into the offense. By all accounts, it was more of an injury that kept him out than not being up to speed. The hamstring that held him out or what was the reason he got cut in Cleveland, hurt was bad enough that he couldn't play on Sunday night. So we'll see if that gets better during the week. But once Julian Edelman gets back, things should pick up for the New England Patriots. Johnny, my concern, though, is they're not even throwing to Gronk. That's 2 weeks in a row where Gronk's been almost completely shut down. And I just thought after week 1 where you saw Brady throw that ball up in double coverage in the red zone, just giving Gronk a chance, and they come down with a touchdown, that we would see more of that this year, especially these first 4 weeks. But all of a sudden, in back-to-back weeks, the Detroit Lions and the Jacksonville Jaguars have basically made Gronk a byproduct, and I didn't think we'd be seeing that at all.
Okay, so first things first. Mark Rowe is not the best cornerback on the New England Patriots.
Eric Rowe, second best cornerback.
Or Eric Rowe, sorry.
He's their number 2 corner.
Yeah, I don't care if he's their number 2 corner. He's the reason why we lost the Super Bowl.
He's the number 2 corner. I don't know what to tell you. On their depth chart, he's the Patriots' number 2 corner. He gets the second matchups. He starts every game.
My point is he sucks.
Well, yeah.
I'd rather have Malcolm Butler there. Anyway, moving on from something that I can't fix. The Patriots with Rob Gronkowski, I think he's still a little bit, I think what they were saying